So product placement is prevalent in music videos, TV, and film. We have tons of examples that we're going to talk about, including things like, are celebrities and artists endorsing themselves, or are they endorsing the product? And are they branding themselves to their families, or just trying to live their own lives? Guys, can you think of other subtle ways that product placement has been used, or even parody and satire?
Well, I think there's a big difference in product placement when there's something really subtle, like maybe someone puts down a bag of food and it's only on the camera for like a split second, or they use like a battery and it's a Duracell and you only see the name. And then there's the other side of it where someone like might go like, oh, have you tried the new $5 footlong, or do you want to go to Subway? And there's even like an example, if you watch House of Cards, in season 1, Frank Underwood, he goes into a house and he sees on the table, he sees a PS Vita and he says, wow, is that one of those PS Vitas? I gotta get myself one of those. And it's like he said, it almost becomes like a parody, and it kind of makes us feel like it trivializes the events of the stories, and it makes us feel like aware of our role as consumers.
Well, it substitutes what, or just fills in what might as well have been said in product placement. Like if two characters like walk by a Coke machine and they don't mention it, but they might as well mention it because that's where your attention is meant to be drawn to. So they might as well have just been like, Coke machine. And it's just, and it sounds it's blunt, but I mean that's basically what they're doing.
Yeah, and these are examples of food. I mean, in Lady Gaga's video, Telephone, they have Miracle Whip and Wonder Bread, but the video has nothing to do with food, so it's almost asking like, why is there food in the video? And it is really a parody of the product, but is it effective? And I don't know.
Well, actually, like the parody, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's the Jon Stewart show where he was endorsed by Taco Bell. And of course, when he's eating this taco, like he's disgusted, he's sick, like he ends up puking. But is that still effective? Like, and frankly, I feel it is, because Taco Bell is being honest. You know, like the meat in Taco Bell, to call it meat is an insult to livestock. And you know, they're just being, it's like, hey, we know our food sucks, but hey, at least McDonald's, you know, they don't admit that their food is crappy, but we do.
Well, it's just like no publicity is, or there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the point of that is that the more that they can get people to see their brand and know the name, the more that they can replace actual products with their brand name instead. Because now you think, instead of mayo, you think of Miracle Whip. You don't realize that there are apparently two different products. And you also think of tissues as Kleenex. They're just a brand name, once again.
But yeah, like you said, they become so synonymous with, you know, the product that, you know, you don't ask for a tissue, you ask for a Kleenex.
Yeah.
And really, are these brands the best of the products that we can buy? We don't really even think about it. We just buy it anyway because that's the brand.
Can you even think of another brand name, though? That's the point.
Yeah.
They have replaced everything with their names, and that's how they make their money.
Because they develop a trust with you. You trust the name.
And actually, going back to these celebrities like Kevin Spacey's Frank Underwood or Lady Gaga, if they use these products, it makes us able to relate to these characters. Like, you know, Lady Gaga using Miracle Whip and Wonder Bread for a sandwich. Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, I want to be like Lady Gaga. You know, you don your meat dress and like just make that sandwich. Maybe like cut off a piece of the meat. Or like even like Kevin Spacey, like, you know, you're playing your PS Vita, and it's like, oh my god, Kevin Spacey plays the PS Vita? Yo.
Well, Kevin Spacey is pretty cool, but it probably does work with more impressionable people too. The thing is that you don't realize that it's making an impression on you if you don't think of yourself that way too. You're just being used by the companies and you don't realize it.
And also to offset costs. I know we were talking about they need these product placements sometimes because they don't have the funding to shoot these crazy videos or TV shows, and they need the money from it.
It pays for itself by using the ads.
What was that documentary called?
The greatest movie ever sold. We'll link a trailer. It's by Morgan Spurlock, the guy with the hand. He's the same guy that did
Super Size Me.
Super Size Me. And I guess you can say that's kind of an advertisement for McDonald's.
Yeah.
But anyway, the whole premise to The Greatest Movie Ever Sold was he tried to make the whole movie that was funded on. He tried to make the whole movie about advertisement, but all funded by advertisement.
Yeah, the products, the palm juice stuff.
So it just became like a string of ads then.
There's a movie about product placement funded by product placement.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of the irony or whatever you might call it. Yeah. Well, yeah, like meta. Well, yeah, you know how metafiction is fiction. That is aware of the fact that it's fiction, and yeah, that's almost what that is.
Actually, it's also kind of reminding me that what you were saying with the sports stuff. When you see a product in a movie or a video or something like that, you don't really pay attention to the music video or the movie anymore. Same as you wouldn't pay attention to the game anymore. You're just like, wow, that's a lot of ads. It's kind of distracting.
Okay, so we came up with like a lot of great examples. So in the comments, share your own examples of music videos and TV and film, and if they're subtle and effective, or if they're really just, something you don't really want to watch.